is going to be butchering in the field 101 with Max. I think the old 270 might be the way to go.
Yeah.
Bit flatter.
Went straight in through that shoulder and then came out this shoulder here. So we're going to take the legs and the back stakes, maybe some neck, but probably won't worry about that. Usually not much meat on the neck. The sharper the easier it is to cut, obviously. And just run it down the leg there. That's its gut cavity there, so you don't want to puncture that. Just pull the leg away so you got more room to deal with. That's alright, that's just congealed blood.
Ideally you want to do it just after you've shot it, but because it's getting dark last night and it's quite a way down in the gully, so we just thought we'd leave it.
So to bleed it out, you cut in the neck. There's an artery in there. Hopefully cut the blood. But because it's already set, it's already cooled up, the blood's pretty well congealed. So I won't worry about it too much, but you just follow that V down. Gently nip the knife in there, and there's a ball joint in here. So just your bone there. Yeah. You don't want to cut that, what's it called, pizzle, or pizzle on a stag, and this is a hind, so you don't want to cut through the, like the rectum and the urinal tract, so otherwise you'll taint your meat. There's a ball joint here, so you just follow that, grab as much meat as you can.
Shit, that one was easy.
Yeah. Well, because it's a young deer, like,
yeah.
So much easier to deal with. That's one leg. Just lay it flat. Try not to get it too dirty, otherwise you'll contaminate the meat. We'll have a look at the shoulder, see what it looks like. These legs are a lot easier. So you got a bit of damage here, but you might be able to savour some of the meat off it. Best thing about winter, you got no flies. Or very rarely you get flies. That's another leg. Swap over. And you want to cut outwards, away from yourself, but also so you don't blood your knife on the skin. Yeah. Just full joint. Follow it down. The big tendons and stuff that cause my bone joints there, so cut those out. Wow, there's another leg. This one said pull it, keeps it out, so it's not doing it, but you can save us something. Now we'll take the back stakes. And,
so walk us through what you...
So you want to run your knife down the middle of the spine. Knife's getting blunt and I forgot my sharpener.
So if you don't really know much about animals and locations and meat and that, back stakes are pretty self-explanatory, and on the back, either side of the spine, and they more or less run the length of the spine. Very nice cut of meat.
usually pretty tender.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the stags during the raw, the meat's like not very good because they're usually not in the best of condition because they're running around trying to mate with all the females, as with most men. So it gets quite tough. But with a young animal like this, it's not it hasn't got any fat on it, so usually like a fat animal tastes really good, but fat tends to just cut myself. It's not a good look.
What not to do?
Yeah,
How bad?
that was a solid cut.
Ooh. So another thing you don't want to do when you're butchering an animal is cut yourself like Max has just done. As he was just saying earlier in the video, you always cut away from yourself and don't get distracted by a camera. But he'll be right. I'll finish it off for him because we don't want him, all of his bloody germs getting through the meat. So yeah.
Screwed up, cut myself. Rookie mistake. As I was saying, don't cut yourself. I went to cut through the skin and then the knife flicked up, hit my nail and then cut through my skin. Bit of a bugger, but oh well. It's a good excuse to get Joe on the butchering. Joe's just doing the back steaks there.
Just like the fillet in a fish.
And usually when it's real tender like that, it just pulls out, as you can see. Just one little back steak. Bit of meat there.
So you just start off by following the bone along, because they just run along here.
Yeah. So this is your steak cut, hence back steaks. Better save the meat before it falls over. And usually with the legs, you tend to either roast or, depending on how tough the meat's going to be, maybe slow cook it.
It was so easy to do.
Go through the ball joint.
Really try to do this when it's on the animal, just because it's easier.
Yeah, I just forgot about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's no thing. Just saying for the old camera.
Cut all the way around and then snap it. Should be easy to snap. Joe hates that sound. That's a hock off. Alright, chuck that in the pack.